Barrels, one of the most enigmatic objects in Super Mario Sunshine, for their many glitchy and oftentimes confusing behaviors. These behaviors will be the topic for today's video, but first, I need to clear up a few things. This video is not a re-upload, it's a redo, I suppose. But why? The 2 episodes of Super Mario Sunshine experiments that were focused on barrels, I just wasn't happy with. With the weird delivery of some lines to some of the research errors, I felt almost embarrassed by them, even if they maybe weren't that bad. For the sake of transparency, I will put links for both of the now unlisted barrel episodes in the description. I, however, still want to keep them unlisted because they're something I'm just not proud of. Now, back to the video. Today, I'll be taking you through my research and findings with barrels. Take note that, unless I explicitly state it, everything here I have found by myself by experimenting in the game. That does not mean, however, that I am the first to find any of these things, or that I am taking credit for finding any of these things. In fact, I will be doing my best to give credits to the original founders of most of these glitches. Okay, now it's time to get into the video. A few months ago, I uploaded a video about shine sprites and how Mario interacts with them in weird circumstances that they don't appear in for the vanilla game. This was episode number 1 of Super Mario Sunshine Experiments. There was a part of that video where I documented how if Mario touches a shine sprite that's above the water, then he'll never actually be able to collect the shine sprite, as the shine get animation gets cancelled. Something I tested in that video was if Mario could collect a shine sprite over the water by putting a barrel in between the water surface and the shine sprite. That venture, however, was doomed to fail. I couldn't even get a barrel properly spawned in for that video, but I did say I was 98% sure that Mario could use a barrel to collect a shine. Little did I know that that sentence would lead me down a rabbit hole filled with water, glitches, and predictably, barrels. So, it was time to put my money where my mouth was. In the original video about shine sprites, I couldn't figure out how to mod a barrel into the game, so I couldn't yet prove that Mario could collect a shine sprite on top of a barrel that's partially submerged in the water. That video focused on shine sprites, but not barrels after all. However, due to my own curiosity and my own motivation to learn more about modding Sunshine, I eventually figured out how to spawn in custom working barrels anywhere I saw fit. And so I decided to try and see if Mario could collect a shine sprite while standing on a partially submerged barrel. But SMS just had to be SMS. Yeah. I couldn't even get Mario to properly stand on the barrel, let alone collect a shine sprite on it. Submerged or dry land. I still kept trying and trying, however. I even discovered and used a potentially new walk underwater glitch, which involves Mario walking into a barrel that's already been placed under the water. But finally, on complete accident, this happened. For some reason, it appeared that the top of the barrel's collision had skewed somehow. I knew this wasn't normal. In fact, I knew that Mario could stand on top of barrels normally, despite what was happening. So I started racking my brain. Could it be because it's underwater? Maybe because it's on a slope, I was thinking to myself. Well, there's only one way to see. I took a barrel to a dry slope and promptly fell victim to confirmation bias. So, because I got that weird barrel collision to work on a dry slope, after asking myself if it was a slope causing the glitch in the first place, I briefly believed it was the slope causing the glitch. But then I remembered something from earlier. I couldn't stand on a barrel earlier that was on a flat, non-sloped surface. If there was one thing I was 100% completely sure of, it was that I had some more testing to do. Immediately, the first thing I needed to see was if the Skew barrel collision was consistent. And, well, it is and isn't. You see, every time Mario places down a barrel, this glitched collision shows itself. But that's the key here. Mario has to place the barrel down. This glitchy collision doesn't show itself on a freshly spawned, or respawned for that matter, barrel that's never been picked up. The second thing that I quickly realized was where this collision ends up being relative to the barrel. You see, the glitchy collision always ends up basically right on top of Mario once he places the barrel. All he has to do is jump to find it. Along with that, the collision will move if the barrel is moved too. So this glitchy collision is always right on top of Mario once he places down a barrel. Well, almost always, but that's for a much later part of the video. The final observation I had was that with a barrel that's never been picked up, Mario can stand on top of it just fine. However, with a barrel that has been picked up and placed down, Mario could not stand on top of it. This led me to the conclusion that once Mario places down a barrel, for some reason or another, its top collision, or the area Mario can stand on of the barrel, gets moved to Mario's location. So now that I fully understood the glitch, it was time for a name, so I decided to call it the Barrel Collision Skew, or BCS for short. It's a rather self-explanatory name, I felt. Now, onto the more, awkward part. I don't know if this glitch has been discovered / documented before. The Mario Wiki glitch page doesn't list anything. That said, that page is far from all-inclusive in terms of known Mario Sunshine glitches, so I kept looking, and I couldn't find anything. Through multiple searches on multiple search engines, most of the results have to do with either the well-known walk underwater glitch that involves a barrel, or the invisible barrel from Rico Harbor. So for now, I'm going to refer to the glitch with my given name, the BCS. So it seemed I'd come to a fairly conclusive ending. I discovered and documented a potentially new glitch. There didn't seem to be any limits for me to break with the BCS, minus a few small, mostly meaningless things. However, just because I was finished documenting one glitch related to barrels, didn't mean that there weren't more for me to discover. Enter barrel stacking. Barrel stacking was unknown to me during my research, an already documented glitch in Mario Sunshine. Now, take note that my research was before Average Trey's video about the max % pre-peach run category on the lowest % YouTube channel, which definitely signal boosted this glitch out of obscurity outside of niche communities in the already niche community of Sunshine. That, however, isn't going to stop me from documenting everything I found out about the glitch, along with everything I learned about it from other people, as there still isn't an exactly comprehensive, easy to access resource about barrel stacking, to my knowledge anyways. But anyways, back to the research. So I was hungry to find out more about barrels, so I decided I would spawn them in somewhere you would never expect to find them, then see what I could do. And what place could be more perfect than Bianco Hills' own Hillside Cave secret, that is. Once I modded in my barrels, I got straight to testing, and man, did this not disappoint. The first thing I got to testing was seeing if Mario could place a barrel on top of a moving object, such as the one right at the beginning of the stage. And almost anticlimactically, the barrel placed down completely normally, assuming a BCS is normal, that is. So I decided to maybe try the next moving platform. And the barrel all of a sudden shot up from where Mario placed it down to above and behind him. Amazed, but also confused, I knew I had stumbled upon something crazy. So what was happening? Well, placement after placement of barrels, I deduced this. If Mario placed a barrel down on one object, then another, then the barrel would teleport away from him. And mind you, by object, I don't mean like a household object or necessarily something physical, but an object in the technical computer science use of the word. And in this case specifically, I mean basically anything that moves or is interactable with in Super Mario Sunshine, such as these moving platforms or these palm trees, etc. In fact, this starting platform is also technically an object. Not that that really matters for you to know. All you need to know is that from this point in time of my research, what I thought I knew was that placing the barrel on two different objects made it teleport like that. Of course, that isn't entirely true, but we'll get to that later. Now, it was at this point that I decided I needed a bit more of a sterile environment to test in, so I made one. Over in the turbo nozzle level, I made an area that looked like this. Take note that all those Cheez-It looking blocks are all considered objects by the game. And well, testing here didn't actually get that much of a result. However, I did find out about something that seems to not be very well known about, if well known at all. You see, if Mario places a barrel down on an object, then places it down somewhere else on the same object, then the barrel will teleport back to where it was originally placed. Now, this actually makes perfect sense in the full context of barrel stacking and how it works, and we're actually going to get to that right about now. So it was at this point where I hit a roadblock. I couldn't really figure out what was causing the barrel to teleport to any specific location, and I couldn't find any sources about it online. So I put my findings at the time into a video and uploaded it. And literally after the video was done uploading, but before it went public, I stumbled across this Reddit post. I'll spare you the somewhat negative feelings I was experiencing at that moment in time, but I will go over what I learned from the Reddit post, which came mostly from the comments. The first thing was this. For a barrel stacking to occur, the barrel has to first just be placed down. It doesn't matter if it's first placed on an object or not, it just has to be picked up and then placed back down. Second is that once the barrel has been placed down for a second time, this time on an object, then it will teleport to where Mario was when he first went above the object. Notice where Mario is when he first enters the area above the Cheez-It block. Then notice that the barrel now teleports to where he was when he first entered the area above the Cheez-It block. So that seemed to be it. For a barrel stack to occur, Mario has to pick up and place down a barrel. Pick it up again, then place it on an object. The barrel will then teleport to where Mario was when he first entered the vertical space of the object. Also, just as a quick clarification, it seems that it's a common belief that barrel stacking can only occur on wooden boxes. This actually isn't true, as it can occur on any object, as already stated. Just take note that for some objects, the barrel will inexplicably explode upon being placed. Now let's go over some small specific details on barrel stacking. Now this is something I kind of alluded to earlier while talking about the BCS. Even though for barrel stacking to occur, Mario has to place down a barrel, its top collision doesn't skew. This means you can't perform a barrel stack and a BCS at the same time, at least to my knowledge. Now, the other thing is that, remember how I said that placing a barrel down twice on the same object, but in different spots, makes it teleport to where it was first placed down? This actually makes perfect sense for barrel stacking, since once Mario picks up a barrel after placing it down the first time, that is where he first is above the object with the barrel. As for the last thing pertaining to barrel stacking, I just want to credit the original person who discovered this glitch, which is SB. They do Sunshine speedruns for a variety of categories, and along with that, they compete in the Super Mario Sunshine Bingo League. It was actually during one of those bingo games that they discovered barrel stacking on complete accident, and thanks to Average Trey and his video on the Lowest Percent channel that I mentioned before, as that's how I figured out it was SB who originally discovered barrel stacking. That information is, or at least was, harder to come by than you might think. And of course, I want to thank Matthew. You might know him from various other videos on my channel as Master Matt K, and I'm thanking him for making that awesome metal cover for the Delfino Plaza theme for me. Alright, well, that's gonna about do it for barrels. Unless I discover or find out about anything else that's insane with barrels, this is likely going to be the last video I specifically make about barrels. All my outside sources will be in the description. If you enjoyed this video, maybe think about leaving a like, commenting, and subbing. Remember, hit that bell, gamers. And also, if you're into learning random facts about Sunshine, or just are interested in seeing various different clips from my channels or live streams, consider subbing to my clips channel. And speaking of live streams, follow me on Twitch. I just recently learned how to run the 80% category for Super Mario Sunshine, and I'm just grinding it out on stream. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, and later.